It's like the single biggest evolution of technology in human history, or in the last 200 years, that the U.S. didn't dominate.
Yes.
It's pretty much true. And it's such a missed opportunity. You might argue is one of the greatest inventions of all time. You could say it's more important than the wheel and the fire. It's how humans provide value to each other. And yet the US missed it, or is in the process of missing it. So it's great to see it coming around. I want to get back to what Sphinx looks like in 1 year. If I had to drill down and see what are you guys actually doing, what would I see? Would I see billions of contracts being traded on certain energy derivatives, on certain futures contracts? What would it actually look at like from, say, a consumer perspective or an energy producer's perspective? What do you think it looks like?
So, I do want to take a second and talk about energy as a whole, right? Like, so much of our team and so much of my origins come from the energy industry, right? So we chose strategically that as an asset class, not only because of our connections and our deep understanding, but also because, energy producers are, they're some of the first pioneers and some of the first cowboys, right? When you look at how the oil industry evolved in the US, right? Like the folks that were out, drilling, they have an attitude about them that leads and, I don't want to say incentivizes, but innovation is in their blood, right? I would not argue the same for farmers, right? Farmers, like, it's a little bit of a slower industry. It's in our opinion, it would have been much harder to penetrate. So we decided to focus on energy in a big way. And the reality is the world's transitioning away from oil and natural gas, right? As the clean energy revolution continues to gain steam, and that not only includes the markets, but the infrastructure, everything from EV batteries to hydrogen cars to the solar and wind industries. Our goal is to, as an exchange, ensure that these assets are tradable, and are tradable in a way that they really weren't before, right? Again, the entire market system has been built on this, kind of this 5-day-a-week, 9-to-5 outlook. And
how do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
The reality is the energy doesn't move like that physically, right? So our goal is to look at the physical side of energy and really fuse the derivatives market and the physical markets into a single global marketplace. And if I had to look a year out, right, like, we are focused on oil and natural gas first because they are the dominant, the dominant assets in terms of volume and in terms of adoption. But solar, wind, and then energy adjacent, rare earth minerals, again, lithium, cobalt, all these things that go into producing EV batteries, hydrogen. We want to be able to create stable, buoyant, liquid markets for these and allow folks to access them across the globe in a 24/7 environment. It's so critical for our evolution and the evolution of these markets. Once we have stability when it comes to energy trading, that's when we will move to agriculture. That's when we will move to precious metals. That's when we will move to other commodities. But as a startup, you have to stay focused, right? We can't conquer every mountain at once, and we've really decided to focus on energy as an asset class.
So I was just having flashbacks to the movie There Will Be Blood, which is about a guy drilling for oil. And then I had also thoughts to the recent series Landman, which is West Texas and all the craziness that goes on there. I guess you got some cowboys there, but I'm assuming in that industry, if you don't innovate, you die.
Yes, and it's
all about tech.
It is, and then like the oil industry is a boom and bust industry on the physical side, right? We during my time in the oil fields, we were actually using stranded natural gas to mine Bitcoin. That's how I actually got into understanding the energy industry at all. And you really start to see, through that lens or that magnifying glass that, the ability to compete, and it is a very competitive industry, is built on new technological advances, right? So, these guys are very keen when it comes to the adoption of products like ours. And at the end of the day, we think that, we think this is such a critical piece that's going to just propel the industry forward in such a huge way, right? I mean, I'm not talking about a 1x or a 2x gain. I'm talking about a 100x efficiency gain, right? A 100x decrease in trading cost and a 100x, more efficiency when it comes to how these things are, being traded between people. And that's, I believe as a startup founder, and I've been an entrepreneur for almost my entire career, right? I didn't, take necessarily a traditional career path out of school, and it is that efficiency gain, right? Like the ability to be able to disrupt at that 100x level is so critical to a startup's success or potentially failure.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.